Feels like we barely got a first down in the second half, so we got to get that fixed.
What changed? Why did the offense kind of struggle with the Bulls right now?
Well, their DBs are sticky in coverage. They've got a good pass rush. That's usually a recipe for success. We just have to find a way to counter that.
If someone would have told you you would have gone 14 at 23 for 113 yards and just one touchdown, and you guys would come here and win, what would you say?
Yeah, I'll take it. It would depend on how the film looked, so we'll watch it and try to get better.
Just for the defense to put that kind of a winning time performance on tape after everything that unfortunately didn't go their way last year, does that fire you up going into the marathon that starts now?
Yeah, it was a great start to the season. Great confidence builder for our team. Obviously, just like we want to improve, they're going to want to improve too on certain things. That's NFL football, so we'll watch the tape and we'll get better.
Last year, I felt like so often these type of games didn't go your way. The fact that the first one of the year it does go your way, you're able to get out here with a win. Just how big is that for the team?
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Anytime you can win like this, you kind of steal one. So we stole one today, and we're going to have to be better.
How would you evaluate your performance? How do you think you played?
We'll have to watch the tape. First half I thought I was pretty lights out. I thought I made some good throws in the second half, but we'll watch the tape and see.
Can you take us through that, the 3-sack sequence with like 9 minutes to go in the fourth?
Yeah, we called the play action, and Miles won on the edge, tried to step up, but he did a good job bending and running me down. Having a tough time remembering the second play, and then the third play, the third down. The pocket started to collapse a little bit. I kind of jumped over the line. Guy kind of grabbed my leg, so I just kind of tried to dive out of the end zone right there.
What went into the game plan that you guys were going to feed Chase Brown as much as you did, especially early on?
Yeah, these early games are always tough. You got to be able to establish the run, and that's who we want to be on offense. We want to be able to run the ball. First half it was great, and then second half all facets of the offense just weren't good enough. So we got to get better.
How frustrating is it knowing how good of a camp y'all had, how good you felt, and then just not have the offense click the way you wanted to, especially knowing what y'all want to accomplish?
Yeah, it was obviously frustrating at times, but we made enough plays to win, so that was good.
Joe, were you able to see in week one in this game the fruits of the labor of what you guys did in the preseason of wanting to get to that fast start of getting the reps you guys did?
Yeah, we scored a touchdown on 2 of our first 3 possessions. Went right down the field on the first one, scored a touchdown, put us in a good spot. And then we just got to find a way to make some adjustments to help some guys get open, try to find a way to complete balls, keep running the ball in the second half like we didn't do today.
So when you've obviously gone against this defense already in practice, already in training camp, what have you seen from them, in the last couple of months, knowing what they've gone through this offseason, this overhaul, that kind of made you confident that even though you guys weren't as crisp as you'd like to be, that they were still good, that you were confident they could still make the plays that they ended up making to get you guys the win?
Yeah, you can see it in practice, but practice doesn't matter at the end of the day. You can make as many plays in practice as you want, but if you go out there on Sunday and don't make any plays, then that's all that really matters. And they made big-time plays today in big spots. I thought they stopped the run and, put some pressure on Joe in some key spots. And then the 2 turnovers were just great plays by our guys.
At this point in your career, what's the balance that you find in celebrating a win, knowing, the last couple of years you guys haven't started off the season the way that you have, but also not being happy and feeling the way you guys played on offense was not to your standard? What's that balance like?
Yeah, well, we celebrated in there. Now it's behind us. We'll watch the tape and we got to get better. So everybody on offense knows that the second half today was not good enough, and we'll address it.
Were you hoping to go for it on that 4th and 1 where you trying to catch a ball?
You can't go for it in that spot. If you don't get it, you basically lose the game. And our defense was making plays at the time, so you just got to punt it and try to get them to make another play.
How's being in the league for as long as you've been in the league now, dealing with all the circumstances like ups and downs, help you kind of put a game like this in context, knowing what you want? How does it help you internalize kind of how the game played for you?
Yeah, we found a way to win. Like somebody said earlier in the press conference, we didn't win any of these games last year, and so usually when you can win a game like this, that's a recipe for success, and it means you're going to be a good team if you can find a lot of different ways to win, and we did today.
You lost Lucas pretty early on in the game. How did you feel like Dalton did
Yeah, I thought Dalton did great. He got here, middle of last week, so the operation was clean. We have a lot of different silent cadences, and I thought he handled it well. That right guard spot has to be a smart player, especially on the road, to handle all those cadences, and then turn his head around and get a quick snapshot of the defense, and then know what to do more quickly than everybody else because he's not looking at the defense. So credit to him for being ready. He's a veteran player. He knows what it takes, so I'm excited to keep playing with him.
Joe, what was the most difficult part about the Browns defense? Was it the front four? Was it the secondary? What made them tough?
It all works together. Their corners are two of the best in the league. I don't think any other team has a better tandem than they do, and then they do a good job figuring out ways to get their guy 95 in one-on-one situations and playing man coverage and being sticky, so you have to hold on to it a little longer, try to get guys open, and then by the time that happens, usually 95's there. So their whole scheme works together, and I have a lot of respect for them.
Pound for pound, where do you put Miles in terms of just playing against him so much? But in terms of all players and positions, what do you feel like he ranks?
It's tough to find anybody better than that guy.
I know you guys didn't have the explosiveness you did, but is there something you can take out of it from an offensive perspective of playing a clean game? You don't turn the ball over, you didn't have a lot of penalties in the second half. Is there something you can take away from that, saying like you did what you kind of had to do in an away environment in an away division game?
Yeah, that's how a lot of these early games play out. It's never clean. Obviously, we would have liked it to be more clean, and we would have liked to be explosive. But the first half was great. We scored touchdowns on 2 or 3 possessions, and if you can do that through the whole game, then you're going to be really happy with your performance. And we just weren't able to sustain that today. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe.